What up, y'all? What's up, BB Bolger? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Late night Q&A on deck. Come on up in here. Come on up in here. As I perfect talking with a joint on the tip of my lips, like the old flag used to do with cigarettes. Here we go. It's nice and lit now. Come on in here. Come on in here. Let me sit in the cold of LA. What's the temperature where y'all at? What's that temperature like where y'all at? Temperature check. For sure, Southern California, Pygmy Markham. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. My grandmother used to like him. I remember it's 20 degrees in Baltimore. How the fuck do you deal with 20-degree weather? I'll be forgetting y'all people that live on the East Coast and the Midwest. They y'all have different clothes than we have here in LA. Like y'all be having different clothes. Don't crack jokes, make sure it's funny. That's the only rule. Send the caffeine chat room. I only got one rule. I don't mind the jokes, just make sure they funny. What's up, Nikki Reed? 37 in Richmond, Virginia? Shit. But you guys have like, y'all on the East Coast and the Midwest, like y'all have winter clothes, don't y'all? Like, let me share this shit to Twitter real quick. I had to share this video, man. YouTube don't like sending out notifications. So Big Meech. Yeah, y'all people on the East Coast and the Midwest. See, LA, I don't have clothes like LA. We got summer clothes and spring/fall clothes. It's like either shorts. Like I don't have any long coats. I don't have any big old cotton jackets or whatever. I don't have none of that shit. I don't have anything that's like like this year's like a little. This year's some a jacket that my dad won in the motherfucking casino shit with some little fake ass fur. That was way too big for him, so he gave it to me. 33 in Pittsburgh? Fuck that. Yes, sir. Rip Teddy Ray. That's my man. What's up, DJ Lundy? Yeah, nah, we ain't got nah. So it's like when temperature in LA dips below 60 degrees, when it gets like 55, I can deal with 55, but when it gets like 50, I ain't got nothing below 50 degrees. That's gonna help me out much. What's up, Mara Woods? Yeah, I ain't got nothing that's gonna help me out below 50 degrees. I don't. If it's I got a hoodie and some jeans, nigga, and some sweats. What's up, Kenneth Berry? So what's some shit y'all learned this year? Sharon, what's some things that y'all learned this year, 2022? What's something that you went into 2022 not knowing and you ending 2022 knowing? What the fuck going on over there? You don't get that. Nigga, you got high beams on, motherfucker. You in the city. This nigga over here driving like he in the country with high beams. Fuck on out of here. Oh, what's up, Poppin? I ain't seen you in a minute. So, what's some shit y'all learned this year, man? I learned that. What's up, Nicole? I learned. I think in 2022, I realized how offensive the word midget is. Like I use the word midget freely because it's funny. Why not? What's up, Ebony? I use the word midget freely. What's up, Mark? I think I learned that people really do get offended by the word midget. I also learned that I'm not going to stop saying the word midget because it's too goddamn fun. You know, but I did learn that hey, people really do get offended by that. My bad if you get offended by the word midget, but I'm not going to stop saying it. That's a good one, Kenneth Berry. You learned that success doesn't have to feel bad. Hey, bruh, you learned that at a young age too, Kent. You said in your 20s, to your 20s. I did not understand that in my 20s. I had to get into my 30s to realize that success doesn't have to feel bad. You get that survivor's remorse kind of thing, you know? You get that going on. And also, you get the slavery. Nicole said, I learned that I have to make self care. Hell yeah, self care is a major thing. You got to take care of self first. I'm gonna get to self care next. Remind me, y'all. Nicole, remind me to come back to your point about self care. I want to finish off what I was gonna say about Kenneth Berry's point. You learned that success doesn't have to feel bad. Like, look, we as black people, black Americans, it's been passed down through our blood and reinforced through the propaganda of the day that success has to feel bad. You know, that's part of the reason why we sort of limit that for ourselves. It sounds silly. It sounds silly, but most black people deal with that. The guilt of success. Like they tell like someone like me, I talk a lot about black empowerment. People who talk about black empowerment, you, you got folks out there that be like, well, if you pro-black, you shouldn't live a good life. You shouldn't live this way. You shouldn't live that way. You basically got to be a poor righteous teacher. And I think we're the generation that's like, you know what? Fuck that. Success is a good thing, and I don't have to feel bad for it. That's a good one, man. And Nicole said that he learned that the journey of self-care. That's a good one, Ebony. Ebony, I'm gonna get to yours next. I'm gonna go at what Nicole said. I'm gonna follow Ebony. Ebony, don't forget your point. But Nicole said I learned that I have to make a self-care journey, just like education was a self-care journey. That's very true. See, and I like that tag Nicole put on it, just like education self-care journey. Yeah, I remember last month when I was talking about when I was cracking jokes on people who went to HBCUs. And y'all know I just be having fun talking shit. At the end of the day, you live your life and do it your way. Either way it go, I'm gonna talk shit and have fun because why not? But the reason why I was laughing at like why people have so much school spirit is because at the end of the day, my blunt almost fell into my drink. That almost just happened. My blood just almost fell into my drink. Anyway, um, I be laughing because people be having so much school pride, and I be like, you know what? Why you got so much pride in that school? I don't care what school you went to, whether you went to Harvard or fucking Rufus Community College. If you got a degree or you got a diploma or whatever, you did the work. The only people who should have school spirit are people like former President Bush, and who didn't do shit when they was in school, and they basically got passed through and got a degree because their daddy gave a whole bunch of money. Those people need to have school pride. You know, they can have all the school pride in the world. If you got a full ride, if your university gave you a full ride scholarship to study there, they paid for your education, and that education turned into a career path or business path that paid you more money than beyond your wildest dreams, then hell yeah, have some school pride. But if you had to pay your way through school and you had to hustle your ass off and you had to, I got a college degree. I know what that shit's like. I know that stress to have that. You know, you know where your grade is, but you know where you want it to be. It ain't quite that, and you got this test coming up next week that determines that depending on where you score on that test, it could mean a two grade level difference. You already got a B in a class. If you do well, you can get an A in a class. And if you don't do well, you can get a C in the class. So you pull out your books, you study, you work your ass off, you stress that night before the test. You wake up the next day, going through this shit in your mind, and you go ahead and you pass that test. And you do that time and time again. 3, 4, 5 classes a semester. You deal with the stress, you handle the stress, and you win. So for you to do all that and then give all the credit to the college you went to, that shit's weird to me. When I got my degree, I realized all college is some asshole telling you what book to read. You still got to read the book. They pick the questions and decide whether or not you pass that class to their liking. And you go through all of that shit just to talk about the school. And nigga, you better give yourself that praise. And that goes into what Kenneth Berry was talking about. So, we gotta, you gotta start showing love to yourself. We gotta start patting ourselves on the back. We gotta show pride. And it's not about being boastful, because boastful is saying, okay, I did this, so because I did this fill in the blank thing, that made me better than you. That's boastful. You don't want to be like that. Because I'm good at ABC thing. That ABC thing makes me better than you because you did not get that ABC thing. That's boastful. That's prideful. That's that bullshit. Nah, that's not cool. But you do want to say, I did that thing. I am proud of me. I am I am the God that I serve. I am that nigga. I am boom boom boom. Because remember, whatever you say after I am is the truth. And that's how your energy and everything is going to respond. So make sure whatever you say after I am is empowerment. And if I think it is just my theory, I could be wrong. I can be wrong. But my theory is if black people start having, and humans, just humans, because what's going on right now is as humans we give up too much power to a handful of people in charge. We give up too much power to religions. We give up too much power to all of these things outside of ourselves. We give power to our jobs. I am this. Oh, I am a worker at. I do this. I do that. That's not who you are. That's just what you do to put some pocket change in your wallet, in your bank account, so you can live the life that you want to live. You're who you are, independent of whatever you do or don't do. So all of this putting your pride in your clothes, shoes, what kind of car you drive, what neighborhood you live in. That's a permanent life of misery because you can never have enough. all of that love that we and pride that we put out to these outside entities, I think we have to start giving that to ourselves. Like everything in the chat room, you said a little bit of your story about what you went through and where you are. Ebony, you got a dope ass story. I think I'm sure you're proud of it, but I think whatever level of pride that you have with your story, Ebony, I think you need to be 10 times prouder than wherever you are. I don't care if your pride level is on a 10. Take that shit to 100. Because for you to have a child, then go back to school. Now you a teacher, and you was a kid that was fucking up in school. Now you teaching the little fuck ups. That's some dope ass shit. People do some dope shit like that, and then be like, this ain't you. I ain't saying you, Ebony, but somebody do some dope shit like that, and then be like, it's because of my cop. Look at I went to Howard. I went to Hampton. Ooh, I went to Southern. Ooh, I went to Yale. Ooh, I went to UCLA. Man, fuck all them schools. And nigga, you is the guy, not them schools. You is the guy. Yeah, I mean, from the streets from the streets to a teacher, almost a principal, nigga. Ebony, excuse my language, but you a bad bitch to do that. That's some badass shit right there. That's what I like to see. Fuck the school. The school was just the means that got you there. You the nigga. Fuck the school. And that was more so my point of view when I was clowning niggas who be talking about the HBCUs all the time. And even though I was trying to convey that message that you're the God, you're the king, you're the great one, you're Neo, you're the Oracle. People were fighting with me like, no, I'm not the Oracle. The fact that I went to an HBCU because the HBCU gave me pride. All right. If you want to lower yourself, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I don't believe in lowering people. But if you want to lower yourself to one of these old thug ass universities and hide your greatness behind all these colleges, the whole college system, white schools, black schools, they all hustles run by thugs. So if you go through that hustle, give yourself a pat on the back. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What's up, B Green? Oh, you didn't get the notification, Evan? Yeah, they don't be giving out notifications. You two are like, follow me on caffeine. I got some good news coming over there. I had to want to be on caffeine. Follow me over there. And add my Discord. If y'all on Discord, add the B. Join my Discord group. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to share this live to my Discord group. That's what I forgot to do. Hold on. Let me while I'm talking to y'all? Will it here? Y'all still here? Appreciate that, Star. Yeah. Hell yeah, college is overrated. But use it. Use the tool if college is a tool we need to get to where we need to go, let's use it. But I have a question. College is just a tool. But God, I have a question. Does the mechanic praise the tool, or does the mechanic use the tool to put money in their pocket? Which way is it? Because I know a few mechanics. I never saw a mechanic pick up a wrench and be like, you know, I got a Black and Decker wrench. I'm Black and Decker boy. Black and Decker. You like that Cobalt? No, I'm a Black and Decker. No, they be like, give me the money. I don't give a fuck if I use a Black and Decker wrench, a Cobalt wrench. Your car is fixed, bitch. Pay me my $250. When people who went to college be like, praising the tool. That shit be funny as hell. Yeah. if you gonna crack a joke, at least spell my name right, all right? You got to be a stupid motherfucker to spell a name wrong that's in the title. Again, I got 2 rules. Okay, that's 2 rules if you're gonna crack jokes. Rule number 1 is spell my name right. If my name is gonna rule number 1 is be funny. Be funny. That's rule number 1. And rule number 2 is if you're gonna use my name, spell it right. That's it. That's all I ask. Be funny. Spell my name right. And if those 2 happen, I'll laugh. Like if you hit me with a good joke and my name is spelled right, I'll laugh. I promise you. I like a good fat joke. Fat jokes are funny as hell. I love a good fat joke. Hit me with a good one. That's all I say. Make it good, spell my name right. There ain't much to ask. After that, it's all on you. This nigga trying to crack jokes and he got syrup on his phone. That's why he spelled my name wrong. This nigga was eating some goddamn French toast sticks from Carl's Jr., little breakfast French toast sticks, and got some of that syrup. Nigga, how you get French toast sticks at dinner at Carl's Jr., nigga? He got syrup on his thumbs and put the E and the W, hit them both at the same time because he got syrup on his thumbs. Yeah, I mean, hey, Poppin, you don't understand, bro. I'm happy to see you in here. I ain't seen Poppin was one of my first people when I saw me on Craig Facts. Craig Poppin, you was one of the early ones up in the chat room, man. This motherfucker Poppin done moved somewhere across the globe, and he be up while we sleep. It's good to see you in here, man. I love good jokes, man. Shit. Just spell my shit right. Spell my shit right. Spell my shit right. That's all I care about. That's right, Sylvester. The mechanic used the tool to put money in their pocket. Yeah. My thing is like we gotta learn. Like every year, we want to make sure we know more this year than we did last year because we can't be perfect. You know what I mean? We ain't none of us perfect. I ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. Nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect. But what we strive for is to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday. But here's why I asked this question. I'm about to stop looking at the chat room for a little bit because I want to get this thought off, and then I'm gonna come back to y'all in the chat room. So if y'all talking and I ain't saying nothing to you, it's because I don't see you talking. Um, I'm looking around, smoking this blunt. But here's why I'm having this topic. Going back to what Nicole talked about earlier, Nicole mentioned mental health and taking care of yourself first. I'm glad she said that because part of mental health, and this is something that I realized as I've gotten older and gone through therapy and giving other people therapy, and you gotta journal your wins. Okay, you have to journal and remember your wins because as humans, we got this thing called a negativity bias. All right, we got a thing called a negativity bias. And what how negative and I mentioned this before on this show, and I'm sure people in here understand what I'm saying because we have a lot of intelligence in here. So if you understand what I'm saying, bear with me. If you don't, let me put you up on game, and then we can all be on the same level when I'm done. You feel me? Negativity bias is something that's innate in us as human beings. It's a survival mechanism. It happens in the back part of your brain, that reptilian side. I call it the shag brain, the part of your brain that's where niggas in Dallas put their shags. That survival part of your brain, the fight or flight mechanism. And the reason why we have this negativity bias is because we've lived in lot of rural societies. We for the most part have only been in the cities for the last 100 years, like that. You live in these small towns, and you live in these, or people who live in rural areas, or back thousands of years ago when humans were hunter gatherers and all that stuff. You had to remember where the dangers are because there was no 911 to call. There is no place, no one that's coming to save you when you live in society. Even in today's society, 911, it ain't gonna save you. It's gonna show up after your ass after you got washed up, but they're gonna be there to mop up your blood. Not even 911 doesn't save you. So as a human, for us to survive this thing called Earth, we have to have a negativity bias. Meaning when we've had a negative experience, a negative action, a negative something, we permanently remember that negativity, that negative thing, so it doesn't harm us again. And that's innate in all human beings, a negativity bias, where it's almost like if certain traumas, things that are very dramatic, things that hurt you, harmed you in any kind of way, when those things happen, they have a permanent imprint on your mind. The issue is living in city environments. A lot of these instincts that we have were made for more rural, more open, non-city. That's why it got put into us as humans. But here in these city environments, where a lot of those things that people who live in non-urban areas have to worry about, you don't have to worry about those in city environments. You have to worry about other things. You know what I mean? So a lot of these innate natural things sort of go into hyperdrive. You did? So how that plays out is you get your heart broken by a female or by a male, depending on which sex you are. That heartbreak is gonna always be a part of you. You're never gonna really, you get over it, but you're never gonna really forget it. That heartbreak is gonna be a part of your life. And the next time you try to open your heart to somebody, that heartbreak is gonna play a role in the level of which, into the level in which you open up to the next person. Negativity bias. You stomp your toe on something in your house. You know, okay, that table right there, I got to be real cautious around this table. Because every time I walk too fast around this table, I, I crack a knuckle on my toe hitting that shit. That's negativity bias. You have a bad experience with you go to a store. You have a bad experience with customer service. You're always going to remember that store and that bad experience. You don't have to write that down. But so when it comes to positive experiences, we tend to forget those. We can have 8 people smile at us today, but you're only going to remember that one person that frowned at you. Now, if it's somebody, if you're a dude and this super pretty chick, and she's like a 9.5 or a 10, she smiled at you, you might remember that particular smile. Maybe. Maybe. But you're not going to remember the negative, the positive interaction. And even that pretty chick, you're only going to remember that for so long. But if somebody cussed you out or did something real foul, it's going to take zero effort for you to remember that for a long time. So, since naturally we tend to forget the positive experiences, the positive people we run across, the things that happen to us good, the things that we learned, the holes we dug ourselves out of, since we tend to forget those naturally, it's very important that we journal and chronicle our wins and have discussions about, okay, what did we learn this year? What can I take away? Okay, What bad things happen? Okay, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. This situation worked out for well for me, that one didn't. What can I take from that to grow and be a better person? To deal with the society that we live in? What can I take from these experiences to make me a better person, a better mother, a better father, a better brother, sister, a better actor, a better comedian, a better truck driver? Salute. And again, I want to say at the end of this year, salute to all the truck drivers out there. You guys are the lifeblood of America. And I want to let you know from my heart that y'all jobs do not go unnoticed. I know I say that every now and again. It's been a while. It's been a while since I said that to the truckers out there. But I get a lot of truckers that listen to me. You guys are the lifeblood. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Because I understand, for you guys to be away from your families for these long periods of time to transport the things and daily goods that we need. You guys don't get enough credit, but I give you credit. I want to let you know that I appreciate y'all. But back to what I was saying, we as humans, we got to know that our brains are not going to just remember the good things. So we have to consciously keep the good at the front of our minds. We got to learn from things. We got to be like, oh man, this person did such and such for me. I was able to help that person do whoopty wham boopty bam. Man, I got a random cash app for $20 out of nowhere when I needed 10. We want to make sure that we talk about these things. And we talk about, man, I'm glad that I learned that if the boomty bamp and the woompty wamp go in the boomty bamp and the woompty wamp, the woompty wamp and the boomty bamp gonna turn out to the beat of wimpty wamp and the boomty bamp. We gotta we gotta have these conversations and talking to yourself. Sometimes not even talking to the next person. Maurice White says it in All About Love by Earth, and Fire. I love that song, All About Love. It's talking about all about internal love, and talking to yourself is fine. You got to talk to yourself. So I'm just here. I want to just have this family talk between us in here tonight. What did we learn? What do we learn? How can we be better next year? What's some mistakes we made last year? And I'm not gonna be able to address every comment people make, but I do want to at least spur this thought so that you can have these internal conversations within your own mind. You know, what are some things that we entered the year thinking was the right thing to do, but we exiting the year thinking, "Oh, I ain't doing that bullshit no more." I think because we as a people we don't have these discussions. That's why we stay on this treadmill of nonsense that we be on. Like, think about it real quick, black people. What if black people had a serious discussion about, okay, it's the year 2008. We just voted for President Obama. We got the first black. My whole life, it would all be all kind of comedy sketches from Richard Pryor to Dave Chappelle to In Living Color about the first black president. That was a dream, a dream, a dream. We got the president in 2008. Cool. We'd probably be thinking, okay, we have one of these talks. Okay, what are we gonna have? What agenda are we gonna have this man do for us? What does having a black president really mean? And then we get to 2010, 2011, 2012. What if at the end of 2012, black people kind of just not I won't say get together because we don't need to get together. We need to get together with ourselves and have these conversations and these things within our own minds and within our tribes, within our circles. What if within our circles we had these discussions saying like, man, I thought 4 years ago that having a black president was going to do something. So far, it's the same thing. The little boy Trayvon Martin got killed earlier this year. You got Eric Gardner. Then we get to 2014. Damn, niggas still getting killed. What if at the end of 2014, we had these discussions about what did we learn? What did we learn about having a black president? Does that mean anything? What if we said, okay, what if at the end of 1980, or not the 80 regular president, that wouldn't have been a good time. Say at the end of the Clinton administration, because niggas love Clinton. Say at the end of the Clinton in 2000, but we got together and was like, you know what? Within ourselves, it was like, this whole voting blue for no matter who, we've been voting blue no matter who since 1963, 62, 60. And we got some benefits from 63 to 68. We got some benefits. And then maybe a few little fringe benefits during the 70s, during the Jimmy Carter administration. He cleaned up some things Nixon kind of fucked up. But we, overall, as a people, we in the year 2000, and the Democrats haven't done anything for us, really, by and large, since 1968. What if at that point we had these conversations about has voting blue no matter who helped us out? And what if our parents had those conversations? Because my first year I was legally able to vote was the year 2000. And what if I was passed down that experience from the elders who tried this vote blue no matter who thing for 32 years to no avail? What if those elders were passed down to me? Hey, son. Hey, daughter. Hey, cousin. Hey, millennials. We, what do you call them people? The baby boomers. Hey, millennials. As baby boomers, we've been voting for these blue party motherfuckers for 32 years, and it ain't paid off for us. Maybe you young motherfuckers might want to think of something different to do. What if we were having these discussions in our home? How much further will we be here in 2022 had we had these discussions in the year 2000? We probably would be on our 10th wave of reparations by now if we had these conversations back in 2000. But we didn't, by and large. The whole purpose of my channel, I'm going to tell you niggas my mission statement. To spur thought. That's my fucking mission statement. To create a conversation. To spur niggas to think. Not to agree with me. Not to like me. Not to make me the messenger. I ain't perfect. I'm smoking some weed right now. Nigga, I'm drinking some motherfucking bourbon and ginger ale. I am not the perfect messenger. I'm a nigga. You got some people out there, they take pride in the fact that they don't smoke and drink, and they think people who smoke and drink are cloudy judgment. Fine, go ahead and think that, nigga. Say, go right ahead and think that about me. Nigga, I got all kind of poison going in my body right now. I won't call this poison. This is weed. This is natural. Liquor might be a little bit. Anyway, it's not about me. It's just about spurring a conversation and thought. Because I have a theory. People aren't stupid, they're just misinformed. So if I can maybe do my part and help people think, then I've done my own goddamn job, and I'm gonna get back to smoking my weed and listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's what I'm gonna do. So I want to have these conversations. We kind of, as the internet started to come, and that's what made the internet such a beautiful thing, especially this thing we call YouTube, Twitter. You always got people talking shit about social media. Are you just a YouTuber or that Twitter this? I think the reason why we as a people are where we are in 2022 and headed again in 2023, the reason why we are where we are is because we really started having these conversations when YouTube got cracking and later on into Twitter. Because again, I'm a millennial. I was at the beginning of all this social media shit. I used to be on AOL chat rooms, nigga, Yahoo chat. Nigga, I had a Go Play webpage, nigga. I was early on in MySpace. I was on Black Planet. I was on college. I was a college something. What was that college something that college website? I forgot. College teens and whatever. I was on Facebook in 2004, 2005 when you needed a college email address. A lot of people don't even know that. Like I'll be forgetting. Like, it's a whole generation of young niggas and old people, and also people who's hella too old to be on the internet now. People forget you have to have a college email address to be on Facebook. And my first Facebook friend was my wife. She was my friend back then. I was at Cal State Northridge and she was at Duke. She was my first Facebook friend. She don't even be on Facebook no more. Twitter, Insta, and we was kind of, we millennials, we was having fun on that shit, fucking around, trying to. I appreciate that track of 504. Oh yeah, the Jubilees. Yeah, I've talked about the Jubilees before, but I appreciate that. But we as a, we as the so us millennials, we were teenagers and in our 20s using this internet. I used to be my name on Yahoo Chat was These Nuts 1981. It was Shut Your Ass Up Before I Clown You. My other Yahoo Chat name was like I had a few different Yahoo Chat names. That's why I be laughing at you niggas in the chat room now and the 5150 chat. That's all we used to do. We used to be in AOL. I used to be in Yahoo. My favorite room was Yahoo Chat, African American Teens. It started out room 11, and then we went to room 1. Yahoo, this is about late 90s, early 2000s. Yahoo, really late 90s. Yahoo Chat, African American Teens, room 1. And all we did was talk shit and clown each other. I still got friends from this day. Matter of fact, one of my homegirls, when I was in DC, I had a friend that I met back in like 1998 in them Yahoo chat rooms. We just stayed in contact, and I met her face to face for the first time when I was in DC a couple months ago. She was disappointed my wife wasn't there. She was like, I remember when we talked on the phone when you told me you was gonna try to get at your wife now. I was like, I forgot we had that conversation. Me and her just became hella cool. And I knew her first husband. I remember when all her children were born, she sent me pictures. We just became hella cool. And we stayed in contact. So when I realized I was going to DC, I hit her up. She got me a room, hooked it up. They got a care package of weed when I got there. And when we kicked it, I had my wife on speakerphone, like, hey, she knows who you are, but you don't know who she is. And it was just fun. It was fun. I've had fun on this internet thing. But around the time of Trayvon Martin, it went from, it's still fun, but around the time of Trayvon Martin, it changed a little bit. The internet shifted when Trayvon Martin happened. It was a shift in 2012. And it went from being fun, 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 fun to, okay, it's still fun, but what the fuck is going on? What's really going on? We've had 4 years of a black president, and this boy just got murdered. And then you look up Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd. I mean, just murder after murder after murder. Philando Castile, Freddie Gray. Man, we can keep going. And I saw a shift in how black people was using the internet. It went from taking pictures of the most expensive chicks taking pictures of their most expensive bag, niggas posing in front of their car, to man, y'all dealing with the same shit in St. Louis that we dealing with in LA. Y'all dealing with the same shit in Fort Worth that niggas in Baltimore is dealing with. New York niggas, then we started seeing, okay, damn, niggas in Atlanta is talking about, man, shit's starting to get gentrified. And then niggas in DC was like, yo, that shit been going on here for like 5 years. And then niggas in Chicago was like, that shit been going on here since 2000 for 20 years. And then niggas in LA was been like, oh, so we started using the internet really after 2012. And I'm not saying we didn't do it before. I'm talking about, again, when I speak to the intelligent and I speak to the higher side of your mind. And certain things I may not say, that's because I'm expecting you guys and people listening to lift and elevate how they listen. Everything is not going to be given to you in breadcrumbs. Some things you got to put two and two together. And what I mean when I say that, when I talk, I don't mean all. I don't mean everybody. I don't mean, because it's always going to be one dickhead that'll be like, man, I was doing this in 2002. Well, nigga, if you was doing this shit that long, why the fuck are we here now instead of then? If you, first of all, you're probably lying. And if you ain't lying, if you weren't really talking like that back then, you weren't effective. Either way it goes, sit your ass down and shut the fuck up. Excuse me. I'm not talking to anybody in particular because, again, I haven't looked at the chat room since the super chat. Before that, I don't know when. I'm not talking about, but I'm just talking about that's usually how the cycle of communication goes. Somebody can't put two and two together, and they be like, well, I have a friend named Bill, and Bill had a whole organization on MySpace. It wasn't popping, so sit your ass down. Listen to the conversation. Back to my story. So, as after 2012, every year you saw more and more people using the internet to have these discussions and have these conversations. And okay, it's not. So by the time we got to the 2016 election, a lot of people were not afraid of Trump. You had way more people who were afraid of Trump, but you had people like me, and I do get it. We were the minority. We were the minority. But it was like, we not for Trump, but we not afraid of Trump because over the last couple of years, we've been having these conversations online. Whether Democrats in the office or Republicans in the office, niggas is still getting killed. Niggas is still getting gentrified. Niggas is still getting. Now we start having conversations like, man, like here in LA, all the nurses back in 2000, 2005 was black. By the time 2015, 2020 came, they all from the South, from the Philippines. And I said that one time on my Instagram, on my Twitter, and then somebody from Arizona said the same thing. Said like, yo, I'm dealing with the same shit. And we was able to send warning shots to niggas on the East Coast, like, hey, this is the play they making over here in California. You black folks in Memphis, in Charlotte, better watch out. And niggas is like, cool. So we starting to have these conversations. So when Trump got in office, there was a silent majority, there was a silent mass of black people who were not scared. Again, not the majority, but enough that weren't scared because it was like, whether we just compared notes. Whether you in Texas or Philadelphia, you dealing with the same shit. Because in Texas, I'm dealing with these red party motherfuckers, you know? But in New Jersey, I'm dealing with these blue party motherfuckers. In Alabama, they dealing with the red party motherfuckers. In California, we dealing with the blue party motherfuckers. But whether we dealing with the blue party motherfuckers or the red party motherfuckers, we dealing with the same motherfucking shit. Am I lying, niggas? Am I lying? So we started having these conversations more and more. And then in 2020, like then time kept going on, and then now you get to the Twitter space era, Clubhouse era, really Twitter spaces. You really starting to get discussions popping off in Twitter spaces this year. I'll give Twitter spaces. Twitter spaces is one of the most important things this year because there's a lot of things that started on Twitter spaces in January that became real life action by the time we got to the summer. Where it used to be back in the day, niggas have to pontificate year in and year out. This truck sound like it needed goddamn. Nigga, did you warm your engine up? Why is that truck so goddamn loud? Shit. This nigga sound like he just turned his engine on and hit the gas. Oil still frozen in that motherfucker. God damn. Anyway, so we're now us millennials, some Gen Z, Gen Xers. We starting to really talk more to one another, and we went from using the internet as some fuck off machine to let's have some real conversations. And we having these conversations, and within just these 10 years of having these conversations, reparations is the talk of the fucking town. Think about that, people. Don't minimize communicate. Communication is everything. But what are you communicating? Are you communicating gossip about what this person did to that person? This person fucked that person? This person's stats are better than that person's stats? Oh man, such and such is a better basketball player because he can make 3-pointers and the other guy can only dunk. That was all niggas was talking about 10 years ago. And I'm guilty. I'm one of them. I talked about more than that, but that dominated my conversation. I was always ready to have these kind of conversations, but I couldn't find more than 2 or 3 people outside of me that was willing to have these conversations. Now we can turn on the internet and come across thousands of people ready to have these conversations. And within having these conversations, we're getting constructive thoughts, constructive ideas, constructive ideals. So these talks about what we've learned, what can we do better, they're essential to survival. And we wouldn't be where we are with reparations and all of these things without these type conversations. So these are the kind of conversations that we should have amongst ourselves, with our family, and with our friends regularly. Because these are the kind of conversations that propel constructive things forward. What's up, Ben Frank? What's up, Frank Green? What's up, Remy? Antonio Films? C. Vesey? A lot of you niggas done came up in here. But really, that's just what it is, man. We gotta, like I always tell y'all gonna spend y'all time with me on here, on this app? Man, we about to have constructive time. We gonna talk about some shit that's gonna help niggas out. And we gonna crack some jokes. But yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah, you're right. Tommy, your love is an inside job. That's real talk. Wally Gibson. Wally Gibson. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that name in a minute. So boom. Mm, mm. Yeah. It's a real brand. Oakland, California. I got nothing but love for Oakland, for y'all Oakland motherfuckers, man. Those some real niggas up in Oakland. I got love for all y'all. No matter where you from. It's real people and fake people no matter where you go. I like the culture of Oakland, but at the end of the day, it's real and fake. I love Seattle. I've been to Seattle twice this year. I love Texas. What's up? They need our power. Man, that shit. I saw that emoji, bruh. I thought that was a mushroom at first. I was like, man, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about going on a for real mushroom trip on New Year's Eve. I think I might do that. I think I might do a shroom trip New Year's Eve. My last time I did a shroom trip, I did 5 grams. If I do shrooms on New Year's Eve, I'm doing 7 grams, maybe 8. And I'll be up all day like, hey, hey. Go back and listen to my last instance and ashtrays I did on shrooms. That shit was fun. I'll listen to the music. It sounded like the Congo drums was coming from behind my head. I was like, huh? What's that? And the speaker's right there. Yeah, man. You like the video. Like the video. So what else did what else did y'all learn this year? What's up, Big Lee? What else y'all learned this year? I appreciate you digging the music clips. Yeah, go back and watch because on my clips is one thing, but when I do my shows on music, I go deep. I literally can clip up every minute of every hour that I speak, and it's gonna be some gold for y'all. I'm looking for somebody to help me with my social media. I'm looking for somebody. I'm putting it out there. I'm looking for somebody that can help me clip up my videos, especially my caffeine videos while I'm on camera. I'm looking for somebody that can help me clip those up. And if y'all can clip some of them videos up and send them to me, certain parts of those videos that y'all like, if y'all can clip those and send them to me, whatever, or tag me on whatever, email them to me, info@DwannB.com. That way I can put them up in my Canva and boom, them right. Or if y'all just clip them and tag me, that should be taking time. And shit, I'm willing to pay some people to clip up some of my videos. If you can give me goddamn 10 clips a week, what you want? Let's talk. Let's talk. Give me like 10 1-minute clips a week, or 5, nigga. Email me info@DwannB.com if you ain't tripping, or if you know if you have like a teenage nephew or some shit that's willing to take a couple dollars to clip up some videos, or if you just like something I say, clip it and send it to me. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing some more. I'm doing a whole documentary series on. I have my trailer. It just is a few edits. My editor helped me with the trailer. Always finished it. I just had like 2 more things I wanted to get right because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm gonna show y'all that trailer. And I'm gonna do a music documentary series. Well, I'm not going to. I've already started it. But y'all know me. I'm not gonna be running my goddamn mouth and be like, "Look, I started the shit already." I appreciate that, Jab Bad. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all, man, because like, look, and that's another thing about what did we learn in 2022? This is something I want to put out for you guys moving forward. Whatever it is that you do, if you see other people doing something, and you may like them, but that particular person isn't saying it the way you think it needs to be said, or there's a particular topic that people out there online are covering. They cover their topic, but it's a particular topic or whatever that you feel me or whoever else is not covering. If you see it but it doesn't really bother you, that's one thing. But if you see there's a topic out there that people aren't covering and it's really bothering you, like it's getting under your skin, or it's a topic that they are covering and you like these people, but the angle they're taking it from, you don't really, you're like, nah. If that's you, start your fucking YouTube channel and offer your perspective. man, life is 360, man. It's a lot of effed up stuff going on. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of issues and problems that need to be addressed. And everybody can't address everything. So that's on you to address it. Like for me, for instance, this YouTube channel had like at the beginning of 2020, I had like 5 YouTube subscribers on this channel. My birthday to June, I had like 35 subscribers. And I had like 35 subscribers in June. That's when I decided to start taking YouTube serious. June 2020. And I was dibble dabbing and doing my own podcast. I'll be on other people's podcasts and I would do some stuff. But so what I did was, let me tell y'all how it happened for me. Because a lot of people who've been at the channel for a long time, you guys know. But there's a lot of newer people here, so they never heard the story. And I still feel like I'm only 5% of where I'm going. I'm coming about 15,000 subs. I'm sure I'm only 5% of where I'm going to go. Maybe only 3% of where I'm going. So I'm not speaking from the perspective of I've arrived. As far as DwannBrown's goals, my goals, I'm not even 5% of what I have planned for myself. But I'm gonna tell y'all how I got from 0% to 5%. For years, I kept saying I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, and I would start a channel. I had the channel up since 2010. I put up 2 videos and quit. I had a YouTube show with some people. They did me wrong, quit. 2 years later, quit. And then in 2018, I was like, you know what? I got to commit. So back in 2018, I took our airtime at this radio station here in Inglewood, California. Accelerated Radio, Kevin Nash from KGLH. I was like, I'm not good at this yet. I got to get good. But I don't want to market myself and I'm not good. And it's certain people in the chat room. Butter Love, she's one who been there. I don't think she's here now because she probably had to go to work. But Butter Love, y'all see her. She's one of my mods in the chat. It was her and Larry Goodwell. Those were my first 2 subs to that channel. And that I was on this radio thing, and they didn't really get listeners like that. But I did that for 2 years before I started pushing YouTube. Because I was like, I'm not good. I gotta just do it. And this show started out as like an interview show and a panel show. I had my man Mike Robertson, Ruben Warren, different people. I would get my man Slink Johnson to come down, Black Jesus. When my show wasn't doing shit. Slink was just coming off. He was in his 3rd season of Black Jesus. #1 show on Cartoon Network. He would still come down and do my show with 5 listeners. And I did that shit for 2 years with nobody listening. I worked for 2 years on his own internet shit with nobody listening. I would have it streaming on my Facebook. At the end of the show, I've had 5 viewers. When I was on Accelerated Radio, I think I would have like 20, 30 listeners on their station. On my Facebook, it would be like, because I was streaming also on Facebook. On my Facebook, it would be, if I had 20 people listening, I was like, oh, I killed it this week. But I had a perspective. And I saw that other people weren't doing my perspective. So I was like, I got to get my perspective out there. But in the meantime, I got to get good at this shit. So I paid $70 a week to be at Accelerated Radio. That's a car note. 70 times 2, what's that? 140? 140 times 2 is 280. I spend $280 a month. But I need to pay that at the time because I had to develop the discipline. Before I was paying that, when it was just free, I would do this shit and not do it. But when I was paying $70 a week, it was like, shit, nigga, come hell or high water, I'm doing this goddamn radio show. So I did it for 2 years by it wasn't Nothing worth marketing, in my opinion. And then in June 2020, I felt internally that okay, I think I'm good. I think I've worked in the shadows long enough. Let me start aggressively pushing my YouTube channel. And I had 35 YouTube subscribers when I made that decision. And one of my first, before I got to Poppin in the chat room, Poppin, he was, you were within one of my first 100. I still had less than 100 subscribers when Poppin subscribed to my channel. Craig Facts. He saw me on Craig Facts. And a lot of y'all saw me on Craig Facts. And so y'all started subscribing to my channel slowly but surely. And then I did like 5150 later on that year. And then a bunch of people subscribed from 5150. And then I did that interview with Judge Joe Brown that had like 100,000 listeners. A fuck ton of people subscribed then, and then Randy Short. But why am I saying all this? Why did I do all that? Why am I saying this? I felt I had a certain perspective to offer. And when it came to certain things like music, I didn't hear nobody talking about music the way I understood music. And when I would hear people say things, they would leave a lot out. Like I got so tired of people making it seem as if black people only do hip hop. I'm like, no, hip hop is a child of what we do. We do this, we do that, and I would get frustrated listening to certain people talk music and just ignore neo soul and R&B and jazz and country western and the blues and all these other forms that we created. And that shit would low key bother me. But it bothered me so much, it made me become good at speaking to you niggas so I could tell you. I'm like, I can't wait on Tariq Nasheed to say it the way I want him to say it. I can't wait on Jason Black to say it. I can't wait for Lord Jamar to interview this particular person so y'all can hear from him. I can't wait on Sway to play this song or play that song and interview this person. I can't wait on the Breakfast Club to tell you how great Bootsy Collins is and how him playing in between the notes is a rhythmic foundation to all of the music that we play today. I can't wait on these niggas to do it. So let me put up my own fucking money and talk for 2 years with nobody listening. Nigga, do you niggas know how discouraging that is? To put your effort. I'm paying $280 a month. Mind you, let me tell y'all something. When I was paying that $280 a month, I had a job that paid me around 40 grand a year. I wasn't getting paid like that, and I pay LA rent. I pay LA rent. And my job was around 40, a little more than 40 grand a year at that time. Now, mind you, I did have other hustles. A nigga never has been dependent upon one job. But my primary job wasn't paying money like that. My hustles paid, but I wasn't rich. I have a wife. I have commitments and things like that. I wasn't balling, but since it was in my heart to get this shit out, I paid $280 a fucking month that I did not have. I didn't have that shit. I was living paycheck to paycheck back then. If the paycheck didn't come, the bills didn't get paid. And I've never missed a bill. So that tell you something. Nigga, I had little to no money, paying $280 a month. And nigga, that's why I be so, when people come around telling me what I need to say, or Dwan, you didn't do this, that's why I'm so quick to cuss people out. You niggas don't know what the fuck I went through to get here. And for you to come bring your sorry ass in my comment box talking about whoopty wham and boomty bam, I'm gonna talk about you, your mama, your grandmama, and your great grandmama for shitting all y'all out. Because I feel like it. I paid the cost, nigga. So people like Corey Holcomb saw my hustle. So Corey invited me on a 5150, and that nigga, Craig, me and Craig Smith, when Craig was a truck driver, I'd be like, nigga, you blowing up on Roast Me. People love you, bruh. You need to do a podcast. And me and Craig would talk on the phone. Craig would be in the middle of buttfuck Iowa in the middle of a snowstorm, and we was on the phone talking about what we gonna do one day, sharing our dreams with one another and encouraging one another to accomplish our dreams. That's me and Craig Smith relationship. Slink Johnson will call me and be like, DeJuan, you ain't shit, but you gotta stick with this. You good at this. I'm like, Slink, nigga, I invited Black Jesus on my think about how this feel, people. I invited Black Jesus onto my show during Black Jesus. And the most I got 25 fucking views. That make you wanna quit, nigga. I'm at Accelerated Radio. I'm 15 months into paying $280 a month that I don't have. I'm inviting somebody that's on TV right now, very popular, but I got 28 people watching me on Facebook. Nigga, I wanted to quit. I'm like, it's been over a year. I'm paying all this fucking money, not going on vacations, not doing this, not doing that. I can't do this. I need this. I can't buy it, but I'm still paying these people $280 a month, and I can get 20. I'm on, and then next week when I don't have Black Jesus on, I'm back to having 3 viewers: Larry, Tiara, and whoever else is happening to pop in. But my heart had a mission. You did? Had to follow it. And sometimes that's what it takes. So, in conclusion of this soliloquy that I put on, you need to, if something's in your heart bothering you that you see other people are not doing, that's God's way of telling you that's your job to do it. And you got to believe in yourself to the point to where you spend money you don't have on making that goal happen. Hell, I'm still spending money I don't have. I'm about to get a 4K camera. I ain't got that. About to get it anyway. Anything less than that, you really don't want it. Why am I saying that? Sometimes even I forget how much, because even now, all the time I forget. Because I work my ass off. I just got my head to the ground, man. 10 toes down. Let's go. I don't be thinking about what I've done and what's next and what. I mean, I think about how far I've come. Only thing I think about is what's next. Only thing I can think is I'm less than 5% of the way I want to be. If I was driving from LA to New York, nigga, I ain't even got to Vegas yet. So the lesson of that story is, and that's why I'm encouraged by people in the chat room like Ebony, who went from the streets to being a teacher, now about to be a principal. She's somebody who, in her mind, decided that's where I want to be, and whatever it took to get there, she did. Those are the kind of human beings that I fuck with. If you want me to, if you want to be like, if you want to be somebody that I fuck with, be that person that do whatever needs to get done to get to wherever you want to be without hurting, harming nobody. That's another thing my rules. Don't harm nobody. I don't fuck with people who harm folks, who do nefarious activities to get over it. You don't have to be low key and underhanded to get to the next level. Fear and love are twins from the same mother. They're the same. They're opposite ends of the same vibration. Two sides of a quarter. Fear and love. Those are the two motivating factors for all things in life. Everything happens either out of love or out of fear. There is no in between. Both energies are equally as powerful. The problem is in society today, we've been encouraged to use fear. Don't do this. Don't do that. If you don't, if you do get this and you fall short, you're going to do this. Negative, 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 fear, fear, fear. Or I got to steal from somebody to get where I need to get. I got to be a hater and low-key hate on somebody to get what I want. That's what society teaches us. I got love from Kenneth Berry in the chat room. I tell you, y'all niggas who listen, that was my Uber passenger. He was in his last year of college. Now I look at this nigga's Instagram. He working for the fucking NFL. Y'all don't know how good that make me feel to listen to a dude who 4 years ago sat in my car and told me his dreams and where he wanted to be. And then now I check Instagram, he's there. That's some dope ass shit if you ask me. That shit's dope. That shit is dope. Yeah, you sit in the chat room? That's dope. But that's just where that's how it needs to be. And we as people, we gotta be willing to do whatever it takes. But you gotta do it with integrity. Michael Jackson says it in the song Money on the History album. You gotta go back and listen to that song Money. But listen to it with some good ass earphones. I got these AirPod Maxes. If y'all got the money, get some of these hoes. It's worth the $400, I promise you. If you got $400 to spend on some headphones, get these hoes. You hear everything. But Michael Jackson says it on that song, if you want it, earn it with dignity. If you want money, earn it with dignity. And earning your money with dignity means being on the high vibration, on the high side of what's going on. Earn it with love. Go after your money because you love that thing you're going after. We've been taught and trained in society that the things are that are our passions, the things that we love, we have to do that for free and then go get a job to make your money. That's what society taught us. Your passions and your love is supposed to put money in your pocket, okay? When I read people's cards, the people who are happy, they just living their cards out. And they're making their money within the context of their cards. Like if I read someone, like I read someone who was a king of diamonds the other day. And this person had a lot of money. This person was nigga. I could read how much money they had in their cards. Well, not the dollar amount. I just could read them motherfuckers was worth a lot of money. But I could tell because the person was a king of diamonds, and the person had like multiple. They were like a CEO of two different companies, and they were coming to me for a reading on the business and also the relationship. And but the person overall was a happy person, very happy person, very content with where they were in life. They just needed some clarity, so they came to me for a card reading. And I was like, "You real happy in life?" And I was able to read that they didn't tell me none of their background. When you come to me for a reading, the only thing I know about you is your birthday. I don't know shit else other than your birthday. But I was like, yeah, you've had success in business and boom, boom, boom. And then when we were done with the reading, we kind of talked for a little bit. And I later on found out, yeah, they had like 2 or 3 businesses. But they were extremely happy and they weren't too stressed out. And I was able to tell them in the reading, the reason why you're not stressed out because you're a king of diamonds. The king of diamonds is the king of business. Right? If you're a king of diamonds, you're a business mogul. It's natural for you to run some shit. If you're a king of diamonds, But that's also King of Diamonds are also people who are they good business runners. They're great fathers, but they're generally terrible husbands because King of Diamonds get a lot of pussy, especially if they successful. King of Diamonds niggas, man, ladies, if you marry a dude that's a King of Diamonds, it's almost a 99% chance he gonna cheat on your ass. That's just, I'm sorry, it's gonna happen. Hmm? But the brother was really happy, but I was able to really see the happiness came from him. He was truly living his cards out versus just say I read somebody else who was miserable, who they just weren't happy, and they were I think they were, or this particular person was like an Eight of Hearts, and Eight of Hearts is all about balancing emotions and using your charisma and passion and you know to live. But this person was completely emotionally shut off. But if you're an Eight of Hearts person, your gifts are in you being passionate, your emotion. So if you shut your emotion off, you literally shut your gifts off. So I was able to read why this person was so depressed and so down and out because of their environment and how they raised. They literally shut off their own personality. They still made good money. Like this particular person made good money. My readings are $200. Broke people don't, and you gotta, I know my readings ain't cheap. They could be more, but this person was doing okay for themselves, but they totally cut off who they were in the cards. Why am I saying all this? We all live our lives. We all live in our own cards. We all live in our purpose the way we live our purpose. The key is you got to be you. You got to do you. And if it's something inside of you that's pushing you, that's you can't sleep at night, when other people spring it up, you want to be you got to do whatever the fuck it takes to get there. Oh shit, kid, you covering the Cotton Bowl? Man, that's dope. That's dope, KB. You covering the Cotton Bowl. That's dope as fuck. But you gotta love yourself enough to follow your passions until you get there. Until you get there. Like this year in 2022, every year I've turned up the heat on what I do. Every year I'm going harder, I'm going stronger. And one thing about there's a song by Funkadelic. It's a weird sounding song to a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all probably hear that song initially and want to turn it off. You be like, "What's this weird shit?" So I'm gonna warn you right now. It's a very weird sounding song, but it's a great song to listen to when you high on weed, or if you're on a mushroom trip, or if you're just sober and introspective. You don't have to necessarily be high, but it does. This song does require you to be in a mood of being introspective. It's not a funkadelic made a lot of good dancing music. This isn't a dancing song. It's a song by Funkadelic called "Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts." Again, I'm warning you guys. It's not a song to dance to. It's not a song that you're gonna bob your head to and groove to. It's a song you only listen to when you're ready to be introspective. If you're in the mood of being introspective, this song will give you good guidance. It's called "Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts" by Funkadelic. It's on the what album is that? It's the album. It's the blue and black album. The colors are blue and black. What album is that? I forgot. Whatever. It's on Spotify. Look it up. Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts. And in that song, that's a very metaphysical song. The song sounds like a Bobby Hemmett sermon. And there's a line in the song where he says, The Jasquary sleeps in the acorn. The yolk sleeps in the egg. God unfolds itself in man. And it's a part where George Clinton says, you ascend to the highest concept of yourself, you descend to the lowest concept of your thoughts. Be aware of the thought seeds you plant in your mind, because seeds grow after their own kind. That was such a bar that George Clinton said. Beware of the thought seeds you plant in your mind, because seeds grow into their own kind. What does that mean? What that means is a tomato seed can't grow into a grape. A grape seed can't grow into a peach. Seeds grow after their own kind. So you need to beware of the thought seeds you plant in your mind. That is a very deep song by Funkadelic. But again, it's only a song you don't listen to if you're in an introspective mood. It's not a song to listen to if you want to party and bob your head. So I said that to say, be aware of the things you allow to get in your mind. Be aware of that. And also at the same time, Big Lee, Big Lee, you feel me, Big Lee? Play on, children. I just looked at the chat room. Big Lee, you feel me? And that's dope, Frank Green. Yeah, Jason Black is an asset to the black community. Yes, he is. Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, Tariq Nasheed, these are assets. I know there's people who don't like Tariq Nasheed or Jason Black. If you notice, and I'm not saying, look, if y'all don't like them, I'm not here to say you're wrong for that. Everyone has their right to like and dislike who they like. I'm not DwannBrown is not the likability police. DwannBrown is not the police on what you guys should be doing or saying or feeling. However you feel, say, or do, that's on you. I'm not here to say, listen to me or you're wrong. I don't care. We all got to play our own cards out in life. But here's what I am saying. Most of the time when people have negative things said about either Jason Black or Tariq, most of the time it's around their personality, not what they're saying. And for me, my barometer when it comes to whether or not to take someone serious or to listen to somebody, I focus on the message, not the messenger. That's why I end all my shows with there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. Because the perfect messenger doesn't exist. We can all find flaws in people. I don't look for flaws in people. I look for flaws in messages. And when people speak messages and their messages and I don't, again, you're not going to agree with everybody. I don't agree with these niggas all the time. There's plenty of times that sometimes I'll turn on just certain things, Jason Black, I'll be like, oh, this nigga's on that right now? Next. There's certain things that he says I don't agree with. But the same thing with Tariq or whatever. Certain topics Tariq talk on, I don't agree. But he's a man, I'm a man. I'm sure if he heard some of the shit that I talk about, Tariq would be like, what the fuck this nigga Dwan talking about? This nigga, the fuck? I'm sure Jason Black will say the same. If they ever, I doubt either one of them brothers listen to me. But if they did, I'm sure I would say some shit that they'd be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? That's okay. But overall, he teaches me shit I didn't know. Or he'll offer a perspective. He'll turn me on to a book. Or he'll offer a perspective that I didn't see. Okay, I see that. Okay. Same thing with Jason Black. You can't deny Jason Black's effect when you got all them cats that, when he did a show like when the coronavirus had hit. Jason Black had did a show like back in 2020. I think it was like March 2020, where he had truck drivers and people call in that he's helped. And it's like, shit. When you heard them people's stories directly, like, okay, I don't have to agree with Jason Black on this topic or that topic. At the end of the day, I don't know how he looks. I probably never will know how he looks. I don't give a fuck how he looks. You know what I mean? I grew up during the 90s and the 80s when my favorite radio DJs, I didn't know how the niggas looked. I didn't know Theo was Asian. He's had a deep voice and played good music. I don't know John London in a house party with white boys at first. It was funny. So I don't have to know how a motherfucker look. But if you're the kind of person that you don't like them for whatever reason you have, I'm sure it's valid. And I'm not going to argue with you. I don't like Tony and Yvette because they blocked me. All because I was defending Dr. Claude Anderson. They blocked me because I said, you stand on the shoulders of giants. Dr. Claude Anderson, I was like, I'm cool. I like your ADOSing. That's cool. But the only reason why my mind is even in tune to the whole ADOS ideology is because of shit I heard from Dr. Claude Anderson 20 years ago. And they blocked me for that. Okay. All right. But if someone else comes along and says they like those people, cool. I'm not going to argue with you. Yvette Carnell looked like Jordan Poole from the goddamn Golden State Warriors. But all right. Tone looked like an escaped lab rat. But if y'all like him, cool. Cool. Yvette Carnell looked like if Rick James fucked Ellen DeGeneres, had a baby. But if you like her, cool. Yeah. If you one of the people that they didn't block and y'all still like them, cool. I don't care. Play on, children. So 80 always blocked you too? Yeah. Yeah, Jab. A lot of nitpicky shit. I don't do nitpicky environments. I don't. That's why Twitter Space started out as a constructive thing where a lot of shit got together. But Twitter Space quickly devolved into a lot of nitpicky bullshit nonsense. Quickly. So I don't really even go in Twitter Spaces like that. On Twitter Spaces I go in, it's like Black Alpha, Bzilla. If they got a Twitter Space, I go in Tariq's Twitter Spaces. But overall, I don't really do Twitter Spaces because too much arguing now. I do my own Twitter Spaces. I don't like confusion. Yeah, Tommy O. Twitter Spaces did develop into a non-constructive jibber jabber session. Yeah, it started out as constructive. Now it's kind of like, it's just niggas arguing now. It's just niggas arguing. Pan Africans versus the non-Pan Africans. This is versus the that. So I just be like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke my weed and start fucking with y'all. Shit, that's a good ass. Right. For those of you who want to cut the hit down on your weed, get some mullein. Mullien. Mullein is like it's a natural herb that's good for your lungs. And like I had like a little sinus snoofalooficus. Mind you, I am not a medical doctor, so let me give you that disclaimer. I'm not a medical doctor. But when you turn that mullein into tea, that shit clear your lungs up, boy. But when you roll mullein, your weed with mullein, it takes that hard hit away. And you can't taste the mullein. You still taste all your weed. But it actually opens your lungs up. It does for me. Yeah, mullein is a tea. I get my shit on Amazon. I just got the bag today. I just got some on Amazon. Get some natural leaf mullein. Drink it as tea to open up your lungs and clear your lungs out. But also roll your weed with it. It minimizes that you don't get that heavy chest hit when you roll your weed with it. And you don't, you know, you can get it at herb shops too. I just ordered the shit on Amazon and it's there a day later, 2 days later for me. My shit just came today. My wife, the Amazon package came. I was actually in my garage smoking with one of my boys. He came by to kick it, and the mother came. My wife got that shit, made the tea. So when I came in the house, she put that tea on. Oof. My walks in the morning. I'm at the point now. Oh, that's nothing I got this year. This year, nigga, I got a trainer now. I be at Mulholland. I'm not Mulholland. I do Runyon Canyon. I wake up at 5 a.m. 3 days a week, sometimes four. Cause y'all be seeing my pictures, if y'all follow me on Instagram and Twitter, y'all be seeing my Runyon Canyon pictures. I don't live nowhere near no goddamn Runyon Canyon. It takes me 30 minutes to get there in the morning, and that's with no traffic. Cause I leave the house at 5:30 in the morning to be there at 6 in the morning, and it takes me an hour, sometimes an hour and 15 minutes to get home. Because when I'm leaving Runyon Canyon at 7:30, it's rush hour traffic. So then I have to go through downtown. But Runyon Canyon is a mile and a half uphill, straight uphill. A mile and a half down. That should be feeling good. What's up, FBL? Yeah, you gotta listen to jazz more, man. Jazz expands your mind. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to get off now because I think before I go to bed, I gotta be up at 5 in the morning to get my workout on. But I need at least an hour of just music. Like jazz, you're not you're not gonna listen to jazz too much when you're driving your car, when you're busy moving around. You're not gonna listen to jazz. But it is very helpful and very constructive to turn the TV off, turn YouTube off or whatever, and listen to some jazz. Or if you like me, I'm a Gemini, so I'm ADD. I have ADD like a motherfucker. I don't watch basketball like I used to because that whole Kyrie Irving situation just put a sour taste in my mouth. But when I watch basketball or whatever, or if I'm watching boxing, I be listening to jazz, especially basketball. Basketball and jazz go so well together. Like back when Kobe and Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom, that was my favorite Laker team to watch. That was my favorite Laker team of all time. Kobe, Gasol, Bynum, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher. The way they ran the triangle offense, oh my God, that was like jazz. Throw the ball into the pinch post, rub screen, cut to the basket. point guard flare to the corner. Small Lamar Odom go down to the short corner. Gasol turn and face, either pass to the cut or the flare. Kobe comes around on the curl, give him the ball. Kobe pump fake, get to the middle, lob to Andrew Bynum. Nigga, that was some basketball. But to be watching that and listening to John Coltrane at the same time, Count Basie, nigga, I love watching basketball and listening to some Oscar Peterson, some Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Thelonious Monk, Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, or like now. I'm about to get off here now. I'm about to sit on this porch. I'm probably going to roll one more blunt, and I'm going to listen to some jazz, nigga. And then when I'm done listening to jazz, I'm listening to some funk. Because funk is every bit as musically sophisticated as jazz. Probably more sophisticated. Because funk is that feeling. Funk ain't about the notes you play. Funk is about the notes you don't play. And whatever notes you do play, what kind of funk and feeling do you put? Every note has to have a certain feeling for funk. You cannot unfunk one note. And sometimes the best note you play in funk is the note you don't play. A lesson that funk learned from Count Basie in jazz. Because Count Basie brought that count. Before Count Basie, music was busy. Just they had the piano player Fats Waller, Ornette. These guys, not Ornette Coleman saxophone, but these guys have to play every note. Count Basie came in and was like, "Nah, nigga, you ain't gotta, because jazz is like life, like basketball. You ain't gotta shoot every shot. You ain't gotta have one lesson I've learned this year. Talk about lessons learned. I've learned, well, I'm learning the lesson to shut up and not respond to everything because I be forgetting. A lot of you niggas out there see me as somebody that's like a public figure, and I see myself as DwannBrown from Crenshaw, from the Crenshaw district. I'm a regular ass nigga. I don't see myself as some fucking public figure. So when people say some dumb shit online, I'll be ready to clown the fuck out their ass. But I gotta give love to a special friend, and if she watching, she know exactly who she is. She said, Dwan, you can't do that, nigga. Sometimes you gotta just chill and just you. People see you differently now. I'm like, I don't give a fuck how these niggas see me. I ain't no. Now I'm a regular ass nigga. I don't know. I ain't no celebrity. I ain't got no blue check. I ain't on TV. I'm just a nigga that give his opinion on YouTube. I want to clown this dumb motherfucker. So I've learned that, hey, I ain't got to clown every dumb motherfucker and say a dumbass comment on Twitter or on the YouTube. And I still do clown some of you dumb motherfuckers. But I've learned that, okay, I ain't got to clown all you dumb motherfuckers. Just 'cause I learned that from Count Basie. Because Count Basie in the music said you don't have to play every note. Sometimes the most beautiful thing for the song is to you just to play that C7 minor. Ding. Sometimes that's all the song needs. The song don't need the piano to play. See, if Oscar Peterson playing the piano, Oscar Peterson gonna be, and that sounds great. But Basie would come in and be like, okay, Oscar, why are you doing that? I'm gonna come in and go, dun, 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 dun. Sometimes that's all the song needs. So I'll be learning life lessons from jazz. Sometimes you do gotta play every note. You gotta be like Wave. It's a song by Oscar Peterson called Wave. That's like one of my favorite meditation songs. When I want to meditate, I meditate to that song. It takes me on a journey. boat is undocking from the bay, from it's going into the water, the ocean, and then the ocean starts to get more frantic, frantic. It feels like you're on an island. I love that song "Wave" by Oscar Peterson, and the way he plays that piano up and down that scale. Or there's a song by Donald Byrd called "Flight Time." Listen to the song by Donald Byrd. It's called "Flight Time," and that song feels like an airport. If I always tell people all the time, music is a sonic interpretation of your environment. If you want to know what I mean when I say music is a sonic interpretation of your environment, listen to the song "Flight Time" by Donald Byrd. That song feels like you're at Washington Dulles Airport, Reagan, JFK, LAX, Atlanta Hartsfield. It feels like you're at the airport at nighttime. Doom, 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 doom. And there's a certain pulse to it. Because when you're at the airport, every plane is in alignment. And there's a certain time you pull back from the gate. There's a certain time you hit the tarmac, a certain time you hit the runway, a certain time you hit the air, a certain time you land. Everything about an airport is a pulse, and it's on beat and it's on time. And when you listen to Flight Time by Donald Byrd, you're going to feel like you're at an airport at night. And then you're going to feel the takeoff, you feel the time you're in the air, the song takes off. And then towards the end of the song slows down and it lands again. The same way you do when you're in the process of flying through the airport at nighttime. That's what music is. That's why I love music so much. Music ain't a top 10 argument. Music ain't who is your favorite five rappers. Music is saying, which one would you take away if you had six singers, Beyonce, Nicole, you only choose five? Get them stupid ass conversations out of here, niggas. And love the music. Niggas be talking about some dumb shit. If you had seven, if you could only listen to one song on an island, what song would it be? It'd be the song of me and your mama snapping skins. Get that stupid ass conversation out of my face, nigga. I hate that dumb shit. No, no, no. I know this is hypothetical, but if you could only choose five rappers, who would those five rappers be? It'd be me, your mama, your auntie, her friend, your other auntie, and her daughter, because her daughter just turned 27. And your auntie is 51, but whoa, that I'll be rude when I answer them niggas. Fuck out of here. Them stupid ass conversations. What would you do if you could only take one CD on an island? Uh, Fuck out of here with them stupid ass conversations. You better love the music. Because music is healing. Music is power. Music is love. Music is whatever you need it to be in that moment. Not a fucking top 10 argument. Stupid ass conversations. I hate that shit with a passion. I hate that shit. Yeah. But I'm about to get the fuck up on out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I do. Thank y'all for listening. I always said in those 2 years when I had five people listening to me, I always said if I could ever get to the point to where I can get 100 views on YouTube, I'll do this every day or every other day. I remember back when 100 views seemed so far fetched. I remember when 1,000 views seemed like I was gonna need help from Jesus, Moses, Buddha, and Shaka Khan at the same time. Yeah. I said Shaka Khan, cause shit. Do you love what you feel? That song give me more deliverance than anything I've ever heard in church. Cause I love what you do to me. Then when she did that part, I wanna dance all, I wanna dance all, I wanna dance all night. The way Shaka weave her voice in between the notes, nigga. Hell yeah, I put Shaka Khan on the level of Jesus. And I'm not playing. I might like Shaka Khan. I like Shaka Khan more than I like Jesus. Shit. Hell yeah, Shaka. He said Shaka. Hell yeah, her old ass still. Yeah, we got too many good artists and good genres to be fighting and all that bullshit. But I do want to keep talking to y'all. But right now, my music is calling me. I gotta listen to my music. You know what I mean? My music got an intimate relationship. And I got some playlists that I'll never reveal to you niggas. Not that I don't love y'all, but some of my iTunes playlists, man, I built some of these playlists for so long. I thought about sharing some of these with y'all, but I came to the conclusion like, nah, these playlists are too personal. I got music that's unreleased on this shit too, you know, and music you can't find on Spotify. But these lists are personal to me, so I can't release them. But I do have my two playlists on Spotify. Incense and Ashtrays playlist. I'll be telling you about my playlist. I got my soul jazz playlist and I got my funk playlist on Spotify. So if y'all want to listen to my jazz soul playlist, I got jazz soul and funk soul, I think it is. Jazz soul and funk soul. Those are my two playlists on Spotify. Go and listen to them hoes. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. And I'll remember this. I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do a live, but I think I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do a reading show tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Friday. I'm gonna do a reading show. Next year's a Seven of Hearts year. I'm gonna be reading y'all what to expect next year in my cards. Um, but next year being a Seven of Hearts year, that is a card of boundaries. So expect boundaries to be crossed next year. And when I do my card reading, I'm gonna tell you where those boundaries are gonna be crossed. Alright? There are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. For those willing to listen. I'll holler at y'all.